Hello, Houstonians. What? You act like you've never seen a man wear brown shoes on a black suit before. Oh no, where's Adele? The show's about to start? Oh no, dear, dear. Houston, Texas. Oil town. Space City. A city that's seen multiple booms and a couple of busts. But none of those words or phrases define this metro area. Perhaps we can define it in many words and many languages that have the same message. Howdy, y'all. Bienvenido. Juanin. Khushande. Marhaba. Gabu. Chauvuni. Aapka swagat. Welcome to my city. This is the Hugh Life.
Welcome to Houston, Texas, and welcome to the Hugh Life. I'm Adil Akhtar. It was right back here in 1836 that the Allen brothers bought this parcel of land and named it after then President of the Republic of Texas, Sam Houston. Fast forward to modern day 2021, and Houston is the 4th largest city in America, the 5th largest metro area in America, and is the most diverse city in the entire country. And we're going to bring it to you today. We're going to show you all that there is to this beautiful global city and how we got here.
There's 170 years of history here. Let me try to condense it into about 70 seconds.
So how did we become this beautiful cosmopolitan city? Well, the history is kind of complicated, and it's some parts beautiful and some parts not. Settlers started coming in from other parts of the country. They, of course, brought their slaves with them. This is pre-Civil War era, and many of those slaves started to work in the sugar and cotton plantations around the area. Fast forward to 1890, up to about 1910, right up to the Mexican Revolution, and we started to get Mexican immigrants who came through the railroad system that was brand new at the time and settled in. And now we have 4th, 5th, 6th generation of Mexican Americans who settled into the area. And then post-civil rights era, of course, you had people coming in from all over the world, including Nigeria, the Sudan, Pakistan, India, Bangladesh, China, Vietnam, Korea, every continent and every corner imaginable. And finally, let's not forget a very important demographic. People who came to Houston from other parts of the country. I was born in New York, spent almost my entire life in the Northeast, and moved here in 2007. People have moved here from California, Ohio, the DC area, from Florida, from Alabama. So clearly, there is something magnetic about this beautiful city that draws so many people here, and we settle in, and then we start living the Hugh life.
Houston has been built with the effort of so many different communities. Let's see these beautiful places, these beautiful people, and hear some stories.
So let's do it, y'all. Let's live the Hugh life. Let's go on a global tour of Houston. Time out. Okay, I know what some of you guys are thinking. This guy's gonna give us all that gooey stuff, the feel-good stuff. And yeah, I kind of am, because this is the first episode. But when I first started this, I promised not to be overly optimistic guy. You know, the guy who talks like this all the time. Diversity is beautiful, but diversity is also challenging, and you will see it all. So subscribe to the channel, like the page, share this episode, and I promise you're gonna see a lot more. Now back to the episode. Yekshminov, welcome to Czechoslovakia, Texas. And the Hugh life.
Okay, gang, as we tour the Czech Heritage Center, please show some love to the following businesses who have made this show possible. The Halal Guys of Houston, the fine New York City original from the cart, also brought to you by the law offices of Omar Khwaja, specializing in personal injuries. Give him a call, check out his website, and by Easy Opticals on Wilcrest and 59. Been in business for 28 years, and brought to you by Lane's Chicken, now open in Cinco Ranch.
No discussion on Houston being a global city would be complete without a discussion about Houston's Czechoslovakian heritage. So the earliest Czech settlers in this area specifically in Houston?
Mid-19th century. Your son, a Catholic priest. Turns out he was Czech. He gets over here and takes a look around. A huge amount of land, farmland. And he said, get your butts over here. So, you know, I think they said it was an original 20 or 30,000 immigration.
Fourth generation.
I'm the fourth generation Czech.
Yakshimash, how are you?
Yakshimash. 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 What's pretty awesome is that right after the founding of the city of Houston in 1850, a reverend from Czechoslovakia sails to the United States and he arrives in Galveston. Now get this, he was impressed with a low cost of living, a welcoming community. Pretty funny how 170 years later, there's still the same things that are attracting so many of us to move to Houston.
Bye, bye, bye. See you next time.
Welcome to Houston's Mahatma Gandhi district.
Chai and pan together?
Whoa.
The London Sizzler Indian Bar and Grill.
How you doing?
Good, how are you? Good. Doing a show on Houston diversity, and so just filming scenes from the Hillcroft area.
So you're taking pictures, and I didn't know.
That's pretty much. I'm actually pretty much done. It's getting too dark for it, and I didn't bring my lighting out here. So yeah, I mean, if you ever go on like YouTube or Facebook, you could, if you just search the Hugh Life, you'll see my channel. So
Good deal, man.
yeah.
All right, take care,
Good stuff. All right, thank you. There's a first for everything, and now I've officially been pulled over right here in my home neighborhood for filming in this parking lot, but the cop was nice, and I guess he let me go. Hey guys, I'm gonna go check out Raja Suites. This place is one of the original establishments that set up the area here at Hillcroft. These suites are to die for. Check them out if you're ever in Houston. Yum, yum.
A really cool thing about living in the Houston area is that the diversity makes for a heck of a lot better understanding of differences. Here you can wear a cowboy hat or a sari and you won't get a stare. People get your accent. People get, well, maybe we're not quite there yet, as I found out at my local coffee shop on my way to Houston's East End.
And can I have your name for the order, sir?
It's a deal?
Amelia?
No. A-D-E-E-L. A deal.
Oh, Abdul.
No, like making a deal. A deal. Mike. My name is Mike.
We'll have your drink ready at the window, sir.
You know, I'm a big believer in effort. And when someone tries to understand your culture, to understand your heritage, your background, your religion, your name, that goes a long way. And it shows that you care and you're making that attempt. And I believe we have a lot of that right here in Houston. So let's go check out this place. Don't forget to laugh. I'm right here with the good folks at the Intermission Cafe. How y'all doing? And so I'm about to have a papusa for the first time in my life. I didn't even know what a papusa was until 2 days ago. And so let's talk before I have this. What exactly is a Papusa? And where does it come from?
Okay, ¿quieres saber qué es una pupusa y de dónde viene? Explícale qué es una pupusa porque quieres saber. ¿Viene de Salvador, es de maíz? Okay, so the pupusa, it's a corn tortilla, pretty much, but it has a filler within it. And so the fillers can be pretty much anything you want. So right now we have pork and cheese, squash and cheese, and the chicken.
Chicken and cheese.
Chicken and cheese. Yep. And so you eat the pupusa with a little bit of tomato sauce.
Cabbage.
And some vinaigrette cabbage.
Ooh. Amazing. Papusa. I'm about to have a bite. Let's give it a try. I give this a try. Oh wow. It's really good. It's fresh. It's corn.
Yeah,
Corn based. I just had a papusa for the first time in my life. It was amazing. It's fresh. It's cooked just right. It's got a slight kick to it with the sauce. But you guys can check this out right here at 2800 Navigation, I believe. But thank you all so much, Orlando and Margarita, right here. What is a commissar? You know, sometimes I really do wonder why we don't know more about places like this. It's as if somebody should start a vlog about life in Houston. That way we would get to know a little bit more about our city.
After that amazing trip to the East End and Navigation Market, I'm going to call it a night and go meet attorney Ross Torres, a fourth-generation Mexican-American, tomorrow morning.
So this is actually my father, Rosendo Torres Sr. This is a picture of him as a young man picking produce. He was actually, he and his family went to Ohio as seasonal workers that would pick fruit and then come back here to Richmond, Fort Bend County here in Texas and continue to work. So to transition from this generation, which is my father, to myself, a generation later, this is my law license here, State Bar of Texas. I'm a practicing attorney here in Fort Bend County.
I'm such a sucker for nostalgia. I honestly say that, Raz, like that's the beauty of this country. That really is a classic story, you know. I mean, and there's so many of them. I've been hearing so many of them.
Right, and you know, it's through my father's hard work that I was able to, I guess, persevere in my challenges and my obstacles. You know, from day to day, look at it and realize that I'm in the position that I am because of hard work of my family members and specifically my father. So I'm very proud of him for helping me to achieve what I have achieved in my life.
I'm about to make my long-awaited trip to the 5th Ward, but before I do so, I gotta stop by and see this guy. Classic immigrant story.
All right, so we're here at Easy Optical. This store right here has been serving Houstonians for almost 30 years now. And I'm with my man, Mustafa Asif. Mustafa, you have an all-American story. Tell me a little bit about it.
We moved here, United States, back in 1988. You know, in the beginning, every immigrant family who comes here has a struggle, right? My grandfather was an optician. We had a store in Pakistan since the 1950s. So when we first started back in 1988, 89, we used to have frames in our bags. We had 2 bags full of frames. You know, people would call us, and we would go to their homes, and we would take glasses to their homes. Like I said, with the immigrant story, the community support means a lot. I would say that overall, the South Asian community helped us start. Now we have a mix of everybody who comes here, from Hispanics to African Americans to Caucasians.
Mustafa, the struggles of immigrant communities.
Yeah.
You know, we've documented it, and
yeah.
And each community has its own struggles.
Yeah.
So talk about those early days.
I still remember our first car. The first car that we had was a 1979 Toyota Corolla, a 2-door, and we were 6. My mom and dad and 4 of us. And I still remember the inside ceiling of the car used to drop because the glue came off. and we used to us four kids were given the assignment to hold the inside ceiling up so my dad can see in the back. So we've seen the struggle. The beauty about this city is in the diversity of the city. People who are visiting the United States, they come here, they say, there's no place like Houston. And when Houstonians travel to other cities,
I vouch for that. I agree.
and when Houstonians travel to other cities, they come back and they say, I really missed Houston because there is no place like Houston. It's such a unique city. It's like a blend. It's like you've picked up all the cultures and put in a blender, right? And if everything blends together, it comes out as a beautiful smoothie.
Houston is gumbo. Houston is halim. Houston is a smoothie.
Yeah.
Houston is all those things.
Houston is all those things.
Yeah, my man, you are a shining example.
Appreciate it, sir.
Of the immigrant story.
Appreciate it.
And now, dealing with the next generation.
Yes.
It's a balancing act. It's not easy.
It's not.
Diversity is beautiful, and that's the message. Diversity is beautiful, but diversity is also very challenging.
Yes.
Can't thank you enough.
Appreciate it.
For your time, buddy. All
Anytime.
right.
Anytime.
Now I'm on my way to a part of the city that so many people have told me to avoid for the past 14 years I've been in Houston, because it was the quote-unquote wrong part of town. And after visiting this part of town, I regret that I haven't been here more often.
Welcome to the historic 5th Ward of Houston. We're betting on the nickel, and you should too. So much history. It's incredible. The late Mickey Leland, anti-poverty activist, later became a congressman from Texas. James Prince, L. Franco Lee, and the champ, George Foreman.
It's nighttime on another hot, humid Houston day, but I'm not done with my time in the 5th Ward. So much history, a church built by a slave, and another interview with a gentleman whose history goes back in these parts for 7 generations. So many more stories to come. Tune back in next week for part 2. For now, so long, love you all. Thanks for watching The Hugh Life.